I'd like to welcome you all to this meeting of annual meeting of Relatability's work. In 2003, we changed our mandate to one of promoting and providing adaptive social and recreational activities for people with physical limitations and disabilities. In the years since, we've been involved with and gained considerable experience in numerous activities. In 2015, we changed our mandate to one of promoting and providing adaptive social and recreational activities for people with physical limitations and disabilities. For a second goal, to expand the number and variety of such activities available to this group. And as a third, to grow the self-help leadership among this group.
My name is Daryl Fiat. I represent chairperson for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Committee and on the board for Pictou County Persons with Disabilities Work Partnership Society. When I teach now, I have 4. They're all staff. 2 work for Summer Street Industries, and 1 and 2 work at the blood clinic, the blood lab. I teach one girl from university, St. Yvette. She comes here, she lives here, and she wanted to learn to become an interpreter in the future. I said, do you know things? And she just started, and she just knew the basic finger spelling. I thought, ooh, okay. So she went to take up sign language from New Glasgow. So, I've been teaching, encouraging her for 18 years, no, 17 years. I've been involved together with this group and on and off, and because sometimes we didn't have interpreters, and sometimes they weren't available, which was frustrating. With the interpreter there, it made it much easier for communication, discussion. I'm involved with the Pictou County Relatability's work because we socialize and we learn. I see how to do different things like bowling and learn, same as like how they accommodate different people, and like people can see that there's just no limit to what you can do. Archery, people think that deaf can't do these sorts of things, and because of balance and that sort of thing. That's not true.
At the election of executive officers last year, Colleen Hicks was elected as our new society secretary. Colleen had a bit of trouble. She was both very new to our organization and to this area.
My name is Colleen Hicks. I am 49 years old. I was diagnosed with MS in 2005. I have taken the position of secretary with Relatability's work, and I thought I knew everything about boards and being a secretary. No, I learned so many things, and Ralph and Devin and the rest have been great. I've been able to ask tons of questions, and they always come up with an answer, and now I'm almost self-reliable that I can come here and know what I'm doing, and so it's been a great thing. So Relatabilities was my stepping stone to getting comfortable with being a disabled person. And I know some people might not enjoy that word or think maybe, oh no, I know I have a disability, I know I have challenges. And if I use a different word of it, I know that this is my reality. And I can either embrace it and work with it, which I've learned to do with Relatabilities, and do things that make me so content instead of staying at home and doing absolutely nothing. You can only bake so many cookies and watch so many soap operas. So now I do other things. Yeah, it's really good.
Prior to that, of course, we were an employment agency.
When you come to our job fair, there's going to be a stamp on each one, and we'll pass them out so when you go through, but that's good information to know. Yeah. Yep. So that's why the registration, we have that, is just so that if I have your email list and a way to contact you, I will. Because if I hear something that happens 6 months from now, I want to be able to share that as well.
And we also want to generate some discussion, just to hear some differing points of view in the room. The second purpose of why we are here is to gain input on how law amendments process will support your participation. So we're looking for any feedback on support or accommodations that you may need in order to participate in the law amendments process.
We were successful last year in obtaining a student employment credit for summer activities, and that student credit resulted in a successful summer.
Helping them organize events such as the barbecue that's going on right now, and help them at their other events like bowling and archery. And we have an upcoming barbecue at Lorda Park next weekend, and hopefully one at Trenton Park. One of the barbecues that we're doing is at Lorda Park, and we're going to have washer toss, and we're going to go fishing and have the barbecue and just have a social afternoon out of it. So that is one of them, and then it'll be similar at Trenton Park, but we're hoping to have that near the end of the summer, so it's a wrap-up event. So it'll be basically all the same activities there, but hoping to bring more people out, other than just our members that we have right now.
They've been coming here for, I'd say, this must be the third season for it. And they started last year, they got the stick, which seems to help a lot of people. It's stick bowling. And it's similar to, I guess, stick curling. But I know the first time Devin tried it, he got a strike. Well, that was perfect. I see people with disabilities coming in very shy, not knowing what to do, but when they start getting involved with the sports, they seem to come out of their shell and they get more confidence that they can do things, and that's what you like to see.
Oh, how do you like when it's spectacle? Very nice. Can I help the girl better?
Ralph and I do everything. This is just an ongoing thing with us, and we do everything pretty much together. And I can tell you a little story. At one time, Ralph used to be on crutches. When we first started going together, he was on crutches. And he was working in Pictou there, and he was on crutches. And eventually, his shoulders gave out, and he had to go into the chair. And he thought that I would be embarrassed, you know, for him to go into the chair. And when he finally said he had to use the chair, I finally said, good, now you can come places with me. And that's how that went. So he could come shopping with me and to the mall. And we went down the States, and, you know, he could come with me. Because before that, when he was on the crutches, he was limited how far he could go. So with that, so I mean, we've just grown up with that, and you accept it, it's just part of us.
Well, I can't close today without a big shout out to our wheelchair curlers, who are led by our Vice Chair, Devin Forbes. They completed another successful year in a big way here by hosting the Nova Scotia Wheelchair Curlers Tournament and doing very well at it.
On Sunday afternoons, we have sort of an open house where we invite anyone who would like to give the sport a try to come in and give it a try, as well as they can just watch us practice and get a feel for what is involved in the sport. And also individually, we curl on able-bodied teams throughout the week. So we curl with other folks, which is a great social aspect. It makes it a lot more fun and enjoyable coming out in the evenings. Well, the season usually starts around probably middle of October, and it ends probably around the end of March, depending on whether or not you do any traveling to tournaments or other bonspiels. For the most part, it ends in March and around the middle of October. It's definitely helped me out in the winter months, where prior to curling I was pretty much homebound. You know, Canadian winters, once that snow flies, there's not a whole lot of taking strolls in the park or down even the sidewalk in front of your house. So to have something that can get you out, get you active, socialize with other people, I think it's a great thing. So it really keeps us going and motivated throughout the winter months.
I believe our focus going forward should be to attract new active membership, to participate and to develop leadership within our organization, while at the same time we must continue to support those activities where we previously have interested leaders, like our archery and our curling.
We need more people. We need more persons with disabilities, and not to be afraid to be part of. It doesn't matter, wheelchair, we all share, you know, each other. We identify with the deaf community have a big problem with identification. People don't know, they can't identify you if you're deaf or not because it's not noticeable. So yeah, we need to encourage more people.
Just come on out and see what it's all about. You might be surprised what you find.
I'd love to see family members encourage that, or other members of their family that may have some sort of a disability, whether it's physical, mental.
Just get out.